In the last few minutes before we start the panel discussion, I wanted to bring two topics which I think that might be relevant for the discussion, and then we have a long list of questions, and let's see how we deal with that. And one of the things that I wanted to bring is, basically we are saying that, maybe the question that I'm going to ask is, sorry for that, is neuroscience a standalone discipline? So under the conservative university structure, we have a faculty of medicine, management, exact science, and under this condition, neuroscience might be another discipline. I think the way we want to see it is that neuroscience is going to be an interfacultative unit, combining researchers coming from the different disciplines. So we heard about interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary. The question is really neuroscience a standalone discipline, or something that combined the two words or the 7 faculties? And I want to answer it from 2 directions. One is student point of view, whether neuroscience is a standalone discipline, and the other one is university point of view. And what do I mean when I say the student point of view? So what will the student choose where they come to learn neuroscience or not? So will the student choose to have a bachelor, and I'm going to the bachelor level, in psychology and biology with emphasis on neuroscience, or a bachelor in neuroscience? So this is a discipline, and this is a mixture. So this is what we offer, and I'll tell you how we came to that. So several reasons, but one of them, and I think some of the students are sitting here in the audience might have been the student that we raised this question, and we came at the end of one of the years. Benji is smiling, so I think he was there, and asked them the question, okay, we are going to make the program that you are now learning, it was biology and psychology, to a better one, more neuroscience education, more neuroscience course, neurobiology labs, and they all say, yeah, we will come. And then we ask them, okay, will you come to a program that will be a bachelor in neuroscience alone? And maybe one student raised his hand. Will you come for a program that will be a bachelor in psychology and biology, or psychology and linguistics with emphasis on neuroscience? And 95% of the students raised their hand. So I think at the moment, this was 4 years ago. Maybe we do the questionnaire this time, this year, and it will be different. I think a couple of years ago, at least, neuroscience as a discipline was still not a discipline. The student and their, I guess, fathers and uncles would ask them, okay, what are you going to do with neuroscience? There is nothing like that. I was asked the same when I learned biology a couple of years ago, and well, I don't like these people who ask this question. I'm standing here and I'm quite happy about it, and I think that we have to think about these questions, and I think at the moment, and maybe the student now can bring some new ideas, or the other people. For example, if you have to start now your career at a bachelor degree, would you choose the multi-possibility bachelor or a neuroscience bachelor? How many would choose the neuroscience bachelor?
One question.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if the student is actually aware of what is important at that early stage.
You are right.
If I would have been able to say I would like to focus on psychology and computer science, or saying I want to study neuroscience.
I think that's a good question. I think the challenges or the advantage of these two are this is trivial. If you do a bachelor in psychology and computer science, when you finish this bachelor, you'll be able to go to clinical psychology, or be immediately trapped in a computer and IT. If you do a neuroscience alone, I'm not sure what will the outcome be, even nowadays. So this is one thing to think about. Yeah.
I think maybe if we go even one step backwards, sorry about that, but I have never heard an adequate explanation for what neuroscience is, including your previous slide, because if you go to one conference, neuroscience is anything cognitive that has to do with the brain, and another conference
you're right.
That has to do with molecules, and anything in the middle.
No, I think you're right, and I think that maybe these days where there will be more maybe companies or more activities outside the academy which deal with neuroscience, and I think it's growing. So there are more programs, and the programs are in brain science or in connectomic or neuroscience. So I think it's also something that the public has to get, and also the student will I think in maybe a couple of years we can say that neuroscience is a discipline. It's a multidisciplinary field. So it's really it depends on what you learn. And the question whether we give a wide or let's say a double major and neuroscience will allow the student then to combine all the abilities that they learn. So this is something that we can discuss later on. So this is one of the points I wanted to raise. This is from the student point of view. I think the more complex question is the university point of view. So how does interfacultative unit survive in the conservative structure of university? So this is a nice image where neuroscience is in the middle. But I think that my colleagues will agree with me that not all the faculties are happy with the existence of an interfacultative unit, which somehow maybe steal the student or they think they steal the student. So it's a matter of I think of how the universities are organized, and they are still organized in blocks of faculties, and there is still no organization of interfacultative school. At least this is something we are working on. There have been some discussion how to create this link more efficient, and that all the faculties will agree that they are winning. I think it's a win-win situation, but it will take time to show it that all the parties are I think winning from it. And maybe I think the way it should be done is that, and this is maybe beyond this educational workshop, is that it will be that direction. This will be the organization, so the neuroscience, and it could be other disciplines as well, which are interdisciplinary, will have some core members, and then there will be a bigger circle of affiliated members, as it is today, which comes from the different disciplines. But having this organizational way will allow the neuroscience school or field or unit to really recruit the people they need to their in different directions, but still have the interaction with all the faculties, since they have a lot of affiliated members. So this is something for the future. Another point that I wanted to bring, and we mentioned it, and it was mentioned several times, when should we start neuroscience education? From what we heard from Menno and from Alois, and also from Daniel, I think we all speak about PhD or master. And I think that we should start already at bachelor level, since we want to treat or to train the student to these directions already from the beginning. And if we give them the different combination of computer science and psychology and biology and psychology and engineer, then they will have, I think we will have many students coming from many directions with the right backgrounds. So I think it should start somewhere here and not only here. So here we need to have all these prerequisite courses. It's not a problem, but I think we can start it here. Or maybe we go one step before. Should we integrate neuroscience as a discipline in schools? And we had here, we still have here, two representatives from two schools which we are working with, Ort High School chain and Bank of Ice High School chain in Israel, and we are trying to implement neuroscience education into high schools. It could be something like a biology or engineer or psychology, and there will be also a topic in neuroscience. Should we go further? And I think that's what the HBP is doing. Public level is very important, and we heard a lot about the Science Museum, and we're going to hear about the Science Museum tomorrow in the open session. I think the more we expose the public to what we are doing, I think it will be better for the university and for the field. And this could be via the Science Museums, via open public session like the one we organize tomorrow, and even via kid books that we heard about yesterday. So these were more or less some of the topics I wanted to bring, and I think that I would invite the participant of the panelists, and we have a long list of questions, and we can start discussing it and get more questions from the audience. Yeah, so please join me.